G'day everyone, this is a Raider solo run of the new Everdark Sovereign Augur expedition, and I'm playing it again against my better judgment because I didn't love it the first time. But this time I've seen the fight and I know that there's the legendary weapon, I know there's Storm Rule this time, so it's actually going to change the way that I play this a lot. And so this one's going to be more of the way I actually recommend to play this fight, rather than what I did yesterday when I was playing blind, which is, you know, running around trying to find lightning weapons and ranged attacks and stuff like that. So obviously with the knowledge that you will get the legendary weapon and you will get the Storm Ruler skill, I don't love the design because it kind of invalidates a lot of what you do throughout the run. There's a lot of criticism of that I've seen online, and definitely merit in that criticism. It's a strange decision, or, you know, strange design decision for a roguelike like this. But anyway, is what it is. Because I know FromSoft usually do gimmicky fights like this, like Rykard and whatever. And there's ones in Dark Souls as well that I haven't played. But yeah, anyway, with that knowledge, it's going to really change how we actually build the fight. Because there is still going to be ways that there's still going to be value in what we do during this run and how we prepare for the fight. It's just not the way you would normally do it. So first off, I'll show you relics. Now, I know we're sick of the Everjail relic, but it is going to be, I've got the Everjail buff here, as you can see, it is going to be the most reliable way to increase your damage that you do with the Storm Ruler weapon skill. Otherwise, I'm playing a pretty standard Raider build, and actually, taking attacks improves attack power, and damage taken while using character skill. These two are 15% and 10%, and it's actually going to be a really nice way to deliberately retaliate any of the bubbles or damage that the boss does, and get another very easy 25% damage to a charged up Storm Ruler, like a fully charged Storm Ruler shot. So that's actually going to be quite valuable. And then that kind of brings me, I guess, to the crux, or the kind of overall what I'm recommending, which is going to be a much tankier version of what I did yesterday. Critical hits I don't need. Damage negation up upon landing charge attacks. That's interesting, and I'll talk about that. I'll take crits for now. Oh, no, I won't. Jeez, look at all this. Yes, I will take crits for now. I'm going to move that there, because I didn't even notice it. So, you've seen my build. That's what I'm running. I think, in general, I think this fight is going to favor the tanky classes. For a few reasons. One, the main thing is that the strength of classes charge attacks, and again I'll talk more about the weapon passives throughout the run. The strengths of the squishy classes like Revenant, Recluse, and Iron Eye are things like their mark. Well, you can't mark the boss. Their mobility is there's still some value in their mobility, definitely. So their marking dash, for example, with bigger iframes, the Recluse has got a bigger dodge. That's going to be helpful. But overall, like, their big strengths being the summons on Revenant are useless. The marking dash is useless. Recluse's infinite, like, self-sustaining FP is, well, it's not useless, but it's just redundant because the weapon skill, Storm Ruler, gives you unlimited FP and a better version of unlimited FP. So, and all their range damage, sorry, that's their other big the big strength of all three of them is the fact that they can do ranged damage, is also irrelevant because all the melee classes just get a ranged weapon skill that is going to be the best thing you can do against this boss anyway. I went and tried just a quick run as Revenant to see if, like, a lightning bolt build might be able to do more damage, but you can't even hit the damn thing. It's just always too far away. It's just always so far away you can never even hit with lightning bolt, for example. So all the strengths of those things are kind of just invalidated of those three squishy ranged classes. And the big problem is that they are squishy. They are squishy, they don't have a lot of health. And that's going to be what I think puts Raider and Guardian in particular ahead. Wilder pretty good as well, just because he's kind of in the middle ground of tankiness, but also very mobile with grapple. So Wilder's decent as well. But I think Raider and Guardian are going to be the best, which is why I'm playing the Raider. Once I've kind of tested / confirmed my theory on the better way to play this, now that I know the mechanics of the boss, I'm going to do some co-op runs and see how it feels in co-op, and I'll probably play Guardian for that, which I think is going to be really good for the same reasons. Very tanky. You don't need to worry about damage because you're going to get all the damage through Storm Ruler. But also you can do AoE reviving with your ultimate, which is going to be nice if you're in co-op situations where people just keep dying. That's going to be nice as well. Okay. I'm already just having to decide what I use here. Oh, hang on. What weapons have I got? Nah. All right. So let's talk. So I do think. Sorry. Let me finish what I'm on. The train of thought I'm on at the moment. So tanky builds, I think, is going to be the most important thing because you get the range, you get the damage through Storm Ruler, and then the main thing is just going to be surviving the absolute slog of a slow fight that it is, just getting absolutely barraged and peppered by these magic bubbles and stuff from the boss. So tanky is going to be the way to play it. Therefore, Raider and Guardian, I think, are going to be the best. And as a result, we're going to build very differently to the way you'd normally build, which is just on the Raider, for example, you'd pretty much always just build as much damage as you can find, glass cannon type thing. Well, you're not a glass cannon because you're the Raider, but as much damage as you can run, right? Gonna grab that. Range weapon attacks. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use a sword. I love swords. Colossal swords, that is. So I got a. Did I get a stone sword key then? I didn't, but I did get attack power when two-handing. All your things that are going to help you tank up are going to be really valuable. So magic damage negation is going to be one of them. So any weapon passive with magic damage negation or a talisman, the talisman with magic damage negation are going to be very valuable because most of the damage that Augur deals is magic damage, to my knowledge at least. Oh dear. Oh, I punched all three of them. And let's use our ulti right here in the middle actually. Oh dear. Nearly got completely blipped by them. Such a good ulti, I love it. Just for AoE clear. And then all the dormant powers that are going to increase your max health are going to increase your damage negations. So in particular, affinity negations. So if, negations towards magic damage basically. Are going to be really valuable. And then any of the different types of healing, like HP over time, stuff like that, might be valuable as well. I'd tend to say that those are really weak. So, for example, the Dark Knight of the Fathom, Dark Knight of the Fathom? Dark Knight of the Wise. Dark Knight of the Fathom. I think it's Dark Knight of the Fathom. The relic that you get from this boss is really quite nice. It gives you the max HP, which is good. And this is going to be after you've killed it once, obviously. But you can just use the base Knight of the Fathom, which gives you the max HP, but then it gives you two like team buffs. I think it's like sharing flasks and sharing items or something like that. But if you do the Dark Knight of the Fathom, that'll give you max HP, continuous HP, and slowly recovering HP on low health. You can also get, for example, if you're playing the Guardian, you could get the Executor's Golden Sprout relic, and obviously you waste the one Executor thing that it gives you, but then the two other ones are going to be HP on guarding, and the low HP triggers continuous health. And those are all going to be kind of useful as well. So anything that can tank you up and keep you alive in a long, very kind of drawn out fight, I think are going to be useful. And obviously the Raider and the Guardian are going to be best, kind of best aligned to do that just with the nature of these bosses. Taking damage, boost damage negation. I'm going to get rid of critical hits. So as you can see already, I'm starting to... And then in terms of offense, so that's the defensive stuff. So any of the damage taken, boost damage negation. Is that a key? It is, lovely. Damage taken, boost damage negation. The magic damage negation specifically. Damage negation at low HP or full HP. And actually this one here, which has been changed, the wording has changed. Where is it? Damage negation upon landing a charge attack. I don't know the specifics of this or how long this damage negation lasts for, but I assume that a charge attack is going to apply, and this actually might be the way to test it, but I assume the heavy charged version of Storm Ruler counts as a charge attack. So this might be a decent one as well. Hey everyone, I'm just butting in the post-editing phase of uploading this video. Turns out when I tested this at the end of this video, you will see it, charge attacks does not count from the fully charged Storm Ruler. Now, I assume that charge attacks refers to a fully charged R2, whereas charged skill is what refers to Storm Ruler. So basically the Godfrey icon, I've confirmed online in some Reddit posts, is very good. Godfrey icon boosts your charged spells and skills, but the charge attack one, so both the improved charge attacks and the damage negation on landing of charge attacks, neither of those work. So you're going to want to just aim in terms of damage for the generic increases to damage. So your Everjail buff, your two-handing buffs I think still should work. Improved skill attack power, definitely. and then any magic attack power, things like that. But yeah, the charge attacks don't actually translate to the Storm Ruler. Just wanted to clarify that. I'll probably keep repeating it throughout this video and saying the wrong thing, but I just wanted to clarify it right here. Cheers. So any of those defensive options are all going to be really good. And then in terms of your offensive options are a little more limited. It's basically going to be anything that applies, because it is at the end of the day still just a weapon skill. It's just a weapon skill because it's just a normal legendary weapon with a weapon skill on it, being Storm Ruler. So skill attack increase, or attack, whatever it's called, attack power, a skill attack power increased, right? They're like 5%, 8%, and 11% or something for the different rarity weapons. Those are going to be really valuable. They'll just directly increase the damage of Storm Ruler. Magic damage increase, magic attack power up is going to help. So we know from what I can see online, we know at least, and I'm going to grab Wending Grace here, and I'm going to grab a baggie so that I can stack up more Wending Graces. We're going to check all these quickly. So skill attack power, there it is. Improved skill attack power, 9,000. I'll buy that at some point. Two-handing as well. So that one I don't know for sure, but if you're two-handing the weapon that has Storm Ruler on it, I assume that bonus to two-handing will translate to the Storm Ruler skill. That would make sense to me. So two-handing damage, skill attack power damage, and charge attack damage are all going to be 3 ways that you can increase it, as well as magic attack power. Because we know at the very least that it does a magical component to the Storm Ruler damage, and we know that because the Recluse's magic essence can be extracted out of it. As in, the Recluse can extract a magic essence after the boss is hit by Storm Ruler. So we know at the very least it's doing some magic damage. It might be partly magic, partly physical, or we don't know, really. Oh, I don't know. Someone might have worked it out, but when I had a quick Google before, that's kind of... I could only find that people confirmed that it at least does some magic damage. So bonuses to your magic damage as well will work. So yeah, they're kind of the different things that you're going to want to be aiming for, which is maybe a little different to normal. Honestly, not that different to normal. Kind of negations and damage, but it's just the specific type of damage, noting that you're exclusively going to be using a weapon skill. So yeah, skill attack power and two-hand damage, which hopefully will translate. So I've got a few of those already, which is you can see. So in fact, I've already got some a lot of offensive options here. So two-hand damage, assuming that it works when you're two-handing the weapon. Charge attacks, two-handing damage. And that's it for offensive. And then I've got damage up upon landing a charge attack. Again, where am I going? I'm on autopilot here, not at all going in the right direction. Up there, okay. I might go up here quickly and find another key at this church very quickly. Yeah, so landing charge attacks hopefully counts, as I've said, which will be a way to increase your damage negation as well. And then taking damage boost damage negation is always good. It's just always good. Always, always, always good. There it is. Because if you're getting peppered by those bubbles and you get popped by 2 or 3 of them, after the first instance of damage applies, you're going to take less damage. Now, let's talk about seals, because there is going to be... So skill FP cost might help, but you just don't need to worry about FP that much, like at all. You have unlimited FP, it's just absolutely not a priority. Oh, come on. Now what was I about to talk about? Yeah, so an option for... This is unrelated. Skill FP cost, damn it. An option for the incantation users. So Revenant and Recluse, if you are running those. But even like Wilder or anyone who can even not the Raider, but anyone else who can kind of use... can even remotely kind of use incantations or sacred seals. An option is going to be to get a healing incantation. Any of the there's a few different healing incantations, any of them, because you have unlimited FP. So let's make the most of that and go and burn as much FP as you want on healing incantations. Especially if you're on co-op and you get the ones, I think most of them heal your team as well. So that could be a really good bit of tech as well if you are playing Revenant or Recluse. And honestly, of the two, I'd probably recommend Revenant because... I mean, obviously, you have to play the whole run to get there. So if you really prefer the Recluse, play the Recluse. But the Revenant brings a few unique things to a really messy or drawn-out boss fight. Namely, Revive, the kind of strongest Revive potential in the game with an ultimate that does auto-revive with a very large range. But also, if you're not aware, this is a really cool bit of tech that I hadn't realized until someone commented. The Revenant's claws, specifically the Revenant starting claws, have a really high revive coefficient, which is quite cool. As in, each hit from the claws does as much, like, of the purple bars as a colossal weapon. But they hit, you two-hand them, and they hit way, way, way faster. So, really cool bit of tech, and it means that when the Revenant, even at 3 bars of purple bars, when the Revenant dual wields her claws and just goes, you know, slash, 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 she heals people from 3 bars really quickly, which is quite nice. Yeah. She can also just get Freddy out, stick Freddy on the ground if she has that relic, and she can get another 10% to her Storm Ruler, which is nice. I'm going to ulti here. But again, I think all of them are going to be inferior to Guardian and Raider, because they're just going to be so much harder to survive the long, drawn-out fight with a small health pool. Ooh. This is the empowered one. Please hit. It didn't hit. That's such a shame. That is such a shame. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so that's kind of my thoughts on the classes and how that all works. Let's have a look here. This is unfortunate. I was really hoping for something that might actually help with the boss. None of this helps with the boss. I mean, maybe the boss flies through the rain, but I don't think so. Counterattacks, and you can't critical hit the boss, so... or at least not that I know of. You can knock the boss down, but I don't think you can riposte it. You might be able to be fair. Well, now I've still got 3 keys. Oh my god, how many keys have I got? Let's have a look. Ooh, 6 stacks of Evergel. So that's going to be my priority from now, as well as my flasks. So, stepping back for a second, right to the start of the game, I said the single best thing you can do is going to be to stack up Evergel, and that remains true, which, annoyingly, or however you want to interpret it, is kind of the best thing you can always do in every run, to be honest, is just stack up Evergels. But even more so, there's in most runs, there's other things that you can do that kind of, instead of Evergels, that will be equally useful. But in this, it's actually kind of one of the best ways to increase damage to that Storm Ruler skill reliably. So that's what we're going to do. We're also going to get all of our flasks, because it's such a long, drawn-out fight. Getting all of your flasks is going to be really useful. Now, if you have the township on your map as well, going to the township and doubling up on the bag and the Wending Grace, I think, as well. So you can actually get 3 Wending Graces, because the township is a separate inventory to the normal vendor, or the normal merchant that you get at the other locations. So you can really stack up on consumables, in particular the Wending Grace. It's going to be another thing that you definitely want to consider doing. Come on, there we go. What have we got here? Now, as you can see, I'm still just using this Troll's Knight sword, and I would be even happy just to use it the whole run. You don't need to waste time going and upgrading weapons and stuff, because, like, unless you're really concerned about getting to the Night Lord, which for some people may be the case, absolutely, go and find the best weapon you can. But otherwise, you're just getting to the Night Lord and then you replace your weapon. So, you're really going to be more concerned by just getting to level 15 and stacking up those weapon passives, and getting your 3 flasks, obviously. And Evergels. So let's go to this. I think I'm going to go to this flask here. I'm going to move across, get this flask here, check out the township, and then move straight into the castle and just do the rest of the day. Oh, well, actually, no. I need to... How many Evergel keys do I have? I need to do these 2 Evergels. So I'm probably barely going to get to the castle, and if that's the case, that's fine. And in fact, I'm going to prioritize getting my flasks and Evergels all stacked up over even getting to level 15. Because getting to level 15 is not going to make a huge difference, honestly. It'll be a little bit of health, and it'll be a little bit of damage scaling on the weapon. Whether that translates to the weapon art, I assume it does, but it's not going to make the biggest difference. I'll jump up here, I think, and do the Evergel, and then come back down. I think it's going to be the most efficient pathing. Yeah. And then I'll get this Evergel. Those will be the last 2 Evergels, and then straight into castle. How are we going for passives? I'll get rid of many periodic limp blades. Usually this is one of my favorites, just for fun / cool thematic skill, and it puts in work, just super passive, easy, free work that it does for you, just damage and chips away, maintains stance damage, all that good stuff. But in this run, I am going to get rid of it for something that either boosts Storm Ruler specifically, or just gives me tankiness against the boss. Alright, Godskin. Duo Godskins is one of the bosses you actually can get on day 2 here, which I haven't done in so long, until I did it just the other day. Now, one of the other things I'm going to be able to do on the Raider specifically is using, which is why I'm still using them in lieu of using one of the relics that gives me max HP, like Knight of the Fathom or something like that. I am going to use, let's level up there. I am using these two here still, apart from Everjail. Taking attacks improves attack power and damage taken while using character skill, because I'm still going to be able to use them to, that's 20, those are, together, those are 25% damage. Ooh. Do I do another Everjail? No, I don't need 7 Everjails, that's overkill. I'd have to run all the way up there to get the last one, and it's just kind of, whatever. 6 is enough. That's going to be 25% damage that I can layer on top of all my other buffs. From just, if I just retaliate any of the bubbles or lasers or whatever they get shoot at me, I retaliate them, A, to just reduce damage and avoid having to dodge them or whatever, or run from them. I can do that to reduce the damage, take barely any damage, but also get 25% damage, and I can then send that straight into a charged up Storm Ruler, a fully charged Storm Ruler, which is generally what you're going to want to use, is the fully charged Storm Ruler. So that's going to be a great option as well for me. Good. I've still got time for Everjail, Township, Everjail, and Castle, which is lovely. The physics are going to be quite valuable that you get from the final vendor. The ones that slowly restore HP and convert HP into damage. Convert damage into HP. So see how that's a separate Wending Grace. And then we'll get a final one from the boss. Again, I don't need this. I can grab another baggie, because I may as well. Let's check these quickly. FP consumption. No, I don't need either of those. Magic attack power would be nice, but I don't have any money right now. And skill attack power. Oh, sorry, no, skill FP. Skill attack power would be good as well. But I've got enough stuff going on right now that's boosting my Storm Rule. What I actually want right now is talismans. Do I have any talismans out here? No. I might just quickly kill this guy. Go back and buy a talisman from that guy. Even if it's just one of the... I actually didn't look at what it was, but even just the... if it's got the Erd Tree Talisman for increased max HP, 7% or something, I'll even just run that. Ideally, I get, like, reduced magic damage... magic damage negation, sorry. But you can't always find what you want, obviously. 7% HP, though, will be nice. Don't need that. Is 29 enough? I think it's... Is it 20 or 25, Erd Tree? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's 20. Lovely. So, 7% max HP. Again, I don't think most of what Augur does is physical. So, physical damage negations are less of a priority. 7% max HP is going to be nice. Just make me just that little bit more tankier. Alright, let's finish off our last Everjail and then shoot straight into the castle. And the castle farm is merely to top off on our runes and levels, and also to get a few more dormant powers. If we can get some 10% max HP, things like, or 12% affinity negations, those will be the 2 highest value dormant powers that I can find for this particular build and playstyle. Oh, let's do this. That's so good. Actually did a lot of work, just that one retaliate. Empowered retaliate, obviously. Come on. There we go. I won't bother. I could have ultied as well there at the start, but I honestly just didn't look at it. Just being bad. You know how it goes. Where are we? Here we are. Wait. Come back down here. Come on. There we go. You actually just wait for him to shoot and then wait for him to fly down. Otherwise, you just feel bad about how easily you're missing. Stamina recovery is good just for the amount of running and stuff that you can do. But not the best. Max HP is going to be definitely better. Now, this, what I was talking about before, converts damage received into HP for a short time. That's quite good, just for a kind of free heal when you have those waves, the slow tidal waves that move through the map. You pop one of the Crimson Wall, whatever that word is, Crimson Wall bubble tears, and then just walk through the wave. And it's just like an easy, because this often you use it, but then you have to like get hit by something, and it's kind of not as predictable, I guess. But that is a very predictable source of damage. I love the Colossal Sword. Dodge attack, the thrusting poke out of a dodge. Very, very good. Oh, let's check this. At this point, I probably should prioritize. I'm going to take this for now, but I'll replace that because it's not any use for me on the boss. At this point, I'm probably just going to kill the 2 spear dudes up on the central ramparts here, or the central kind of fort, for their dormant powers. And then if I have time, I really want to get straight down underneath and get the Talisman Choice chest. Hopefully for a better talisman than crits. Crits is normally very good, but not for this boss. Not for Augur, because I can't crit it. Which I'm pretty sure I can't crit it. Maybe you can, in which case I'll look silly, but anyway. No. Damage negation at low HP is good if you don't have a bunch of other decent options already. Nice. So 1 retaliate, 1 fully charged attack, and 1 light attack is enough to dance break these dudes with a Colossal Sword. Oh, I was just a little late there. That's okay. Come on, there it is. Come on, I'm getting no 10% max HPs, which is sad because that's what I want. But anyway, I'm going to shoot down at this point and prioritize getting my Talisman Choice and then getting the last spear dude at the top of the Talisman Choice area. Ah, I hate Crafted Scions. Such an annoying boss. Oh dear. Let's ulti just to get a damage buff going on here. There we go, that's good. I swear, like, Grafted Scion and Royal Revenant are some of the bosses that I still just die to. I still die to them every now and then, just being careless. Like, they'll just catch me off guard and they'll just wombo combo me with their flailing crazy attacks and just kill me. And it's super annoying. No. This is a shame. Attack power at full HP would be good on most other characters, but on the way that I'm going to play this guy, not good. Oh, what? Where's my Side of Grace? Oh, what's this guy got? Poise, damn it. Not going to be particularly useful on this fight because I will be retaliating bubbles and stuff, and so I'll constantly be taking just that little bit of chip damage, which I don't intend to heal up, and so it'll be. Oh. There we go. So I will be taking just little bits of chip damage, and I'll very rarely on the Raider actually be at full health, so I tend not to take those. And any passive that's like full health on the Raider, I tend not to take them. But on any other character, especially lower HP characters, like lower max HP characters, taking 14% damage, very nice. Nah, bugger. Nothing here is useful. Nothing here is useful, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure the boss doesn't do any fire damage. Would have loved for that to be the Magic Drake Talisman, but anyway. Go. The Trolls Knight Colossal Sword actually has a really nice heavy attack animation too with the thrust. Just a big thrust. Let's have a look. Damn it. I mean, skill attack power is nice. Ooh. There we go. Let's see what I want to get rid of. Glint Blades, I guess, at this point. And then I can decide what I want to get rid of. Because I'm going to have to actually pick up the weapon as well, remember, at some point. But for now, I'll take the skill attack power over Glint Blades. Ooh, again, full HP. I'm not going to take it. Alright, well, that's all pretty decent. Let's have a look at my review. So 7% max HP is good. 2 Wending Graces before I even get to the last boss is nice. Damage negation on landing charge attacks, I think will work with the fully charged heavy attacks of Storm Ruler. Two-handing, I assume, works if I'm two-handing the weapon that has Storm Ruler on it. Charge attacks, I assume, works for the, again, charged heavy attack version. Taking damage boost damage negation is just defensiveness, and skill attack power should definitely work for Stormruler because it is just a weapon skill. So not bad. I would have loved some magic damage negation, but again, you don't always get what you want, right? So you play with what you can get. But importantly, I have all 3 of my flasks, and I have 6 Everjail stacks, which is going to be really, really nice. Now, what have we got going on here? Wait. This is the gravity dudes, so this is the Falling Star beast. And actually, this is nice, because I've got... Is this magic damage? It is magic damage on this Colossal Sword. Falling Star beast takes pretty decent damage against magic, I think. Or from magic, rather. Not that it really matters. It shouldn't be too hard. Although it is one of the bosses that I've fought less. Because it's not in the kind of boss pool of the ones that I've fought most, like Dark Drift Knight and Knight Aspect. Is that it? Oh, the Knight's not all the way in yet. There we go. Alright, fully charged heavy attack as he comes out. Bang. Oh, it missed. How did that happen? That's a shame. Gonna ulti this to immune it. Not gonna lie, I actually thought it was the... Just gonna run from this. Fully charged heavy attack. Bang. Damn it, I was hoping that would... Ooh, can I run him into my ulti? Into the Raider's ulti? I can, it turns out. Fully charged heavy attack, and then into a riposte. The head and the rump is a weak spot on these bosses, just by the way. Rump being its bum. Retaliate that. Boink. Nice. Alright, well that was pretty easy. Even for, again, that's what I meant, even for a blue weapon. I mean, the Raider is just busted. The Raider is so easy, but yeah, the blue weapon's good. Now, max HP is very nice. The other thing, I'm not going to take physical negation either. I'm going to take max HP in this case. Normally, 18% physical negation would be just as good as max HP, if not better. But in this case, the boss does mostly magic, so I want to take max HP. Now, the other dormant power that I didn't mention that is of extreme value is the increases to your flask restoration, so 20% and 30%. Those are going to, especially if you're playing like the Raider, Guardian, even Wilder, who have a bigger health pool, you want to actually be able to top off that health pool with each single flask use. If you've got really weak flasks, like if you've got huge max health, but you haven't upgraded your flasks, well, your effective health pool is not actually that much bigger because, well, actually, no, your flasks do scale with max health, but getting both is better. If you can get some max health and some of the restoration, that's going to be really valuable. The flasks do actually scale with your max health, though, so max health is still very good as well. Let's have a look here. So is that going to get me to with some cash to spare? Because I'd love to get some consumables. It is. All right. Now, third Wending Grace. All right, so that's going to be if you're in a solo run. Obviously, one of these is just RNG if you have the township in your map. But if you do have the township in your map, absolutely go get a second bag and go get a second Wending Grace. They are separate inventories from the normal merchant. And then we're just going to get some of these things here. So I don't need Starlight Shards, right? You have unlimited FP. Don't even bother with Starlight Shards. Physical attack, I don't think is going to scale into the magic damage of Stormruler. It might, though. I might not be right about that, but I don't know for sure. But I think it probably doesn't actually give that much damage to the Stormruler. Same for Boiled Crab. Most of Augur's damage is magic. I'm not going to bother too much with physical negation. Instead, some of these here. So automatically healing when low. Significant one-time negation is probably the weakest because you're just going to get peppered with bubbles and stuff, and it's just going to get popped by one bubble or something, or one laser. But converting damage, so the Crimson Walls, the converting damage into HP, again, you can just walk through those tidal waves when you activate that. And automatically healing when low are both good options. I'm going to grab that one. So I've got 2 Crimson Walls. I've got a Gravity Stone chunk. Like, what is that? Get rid of that. And I've got 3 Wending Graces, all right? So obviously that's going to make it, and between the free one that you get, that's 4 revives that I have now. So that's going to be the most, and I've got a pretty decent health bar at the top here because I'm playing Raider, but I also got 15%. And I've got some decent damage stacking up here between 6 Everjails and the damage to 2-handing and charge attacks. So we will see how we go. Damage negation is the thing that I'm not really having a lot of here. I've got the taking damage, which is good for bubble spam. And this one here when I actually land charge attacks. I'm going to watch out for this one here. I'm going to watch and see if I get this symbol here, the little armor up symbol, after a charge attack. That'll confirm or deny whether this actually works or not. Now this first phase, you still want to pay it as much respect as you can, because you do not want to be wasting, and these waves are so annoying to dodge. I still suck at dodging them, mostly because I've fought Augur about 3 times ever. But you absolutely want to be dodging as much damage as you can, if not all damage in this first phase, because you just don't want to be burning a flask in this like nothing burger phase. But it is easy to burn through a flask here if you just get hit by those waves, because I still suck at dodging the waves. So, but if you have decent enough damage, you should just melt the Augur. That thing just died. Oh, what am I doing? And what am I going to replace? I didn't actually look this far ahead. Two-handing, charge attacks, two-handing, skill attack. Skill attack power is actually the weakest. All right, there we go. Now, as soon as you need to start charging up straight away, so you get just a free cast at the start of the fight. Now, in general, most of your damage is going to be from... Did that just miss? How did that miss? That's so upsetting. That's a shame. In general, most of your damage should come from fully charged attacks, like this one here. It's going to do about 2,000 damage. Now, if I... 2,000's good. If I retaliate a bit of damage, it's going to do more like 2,300 or 2,400 or something. It's going to do like another 25%. Well, no, it's not going to do another 25% because they're multiplicative, and I've already got a number of things multiplying on top of this. So it's not going to do like... Well, it might do 2,500. I don't actually know. I can't do that much quick math in my head. All right, so we can see here that I've got the... Oh, hang on. Maybe it doesn't work like that. Let's see after these charge attacks if I get... I'm not getting damage negation. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to walk over. Now get out of this tidal wave. I'm actually going to go find my weapon. Where is it? Oh, how big is this room? Oh dear. So if I come across that weapon on the ground again, and it might have disappeared, I don't actually know where it's gone. Now I want to dodge all these bubbles. Where on earth is that weapon? Oh dear. I'm gonna use one flask there, I think. Okay, well, so be it. I've got a useless passive. So there you go, maybe it doesn't count as a charge attack, and maybe the charge attack damage that I've got is also not counting. So that answers that question, kind of. Oh dear. Right, if he does another one, he's not. Now I'm going to retaliate this to get 2 stacks of damage, and I'm going to go straight into a... Oh dear. Horrible play. Horrible play. The idea was to get 2 stacks and then do the heavy charge attack that I had, but I just boofed it completely. That's okay. Alright, now you do need to just respect these tidal waves. Getting charged, and now he always does the laser beam after a charge, just by the way. Just something to take note of. Now, if you've charged up a heavy charge attack, I tend to wait till he comes back closer to the ground. I swear every time I do it when he's higher up, it just doesn't work. It just misses him or something, I don't even know. No, there was one behind me that I didn't see. That's okay. Let's see, as he comes down. Okay. Oh, it hit him, that's lucky. The 2,300 there when I've got 2 stacks of the attack power up, which is nice. Alright, so what we're going to do... Retaliate that for 2 stacks. I'm going to ulti to ignore the rest of this. And then I've got a few stacks of it. Oh. Jesus. 2,600, yeah, so that's quite nice with my... Now I'm going to spam a little bit here while I'm standing next to my... next to my ulti, and I've got increased damages. Now, your projectiles can delete the orbs, just by the way. Like any of the projectiles that this boss shoots at you, the projectiles do... The Storm Rule does... Come on. So, when he does the sleeping thing, you need to try and hit him with damage, but I got spammed like 3 times then, so I just didn't have the time and space to do it, which is annoying. So, what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate the Crimson Wall thing, and I'm going to walk through this. And so it's not actually damaging me, it's just healing me a little bit. Which means I can just reposition immediately there and not have to worry about the damage of that. Oh yeah. There we go. Now I'm going to retaliate this for the 2 stacks of damage, and then I'm going to use a charged ulti straight into his schnoggin. So 2,500 is some pretty good damage. Yeah, those are the ones. So when he's right up in the sky like that, often it just doesn't hit. So really be a little deliberate about how you are. I'm going to retaliate here again. I don't think the retaliate actually hit, but all I can see when I do this is Ichigo's gets a Gatentia from Bleach, and it feels very cool. I will give this fight, at least it's got like cool points, but God, it's a slog, and God, it's unfun. But at least it looks cool, and at least you can do a big slicing gets a Gatentia like Ichigo and feel cool for the animation nerds out there. Bang! Which does feel fun. Alright, well, that definitely felt easier. That definitely felt easier than my Wilder run the other day. I had 3 flasks left. I still had 2 or 3 of my Wending Graces. In fact, I think I had all my Wending Graces. I only used 1. I still had a couple of those physics. So definitely easier leaning into the things that actually increase your damage. So two-handing unconfirmed charge attacks seemed like it didn't actually work because I wasn't getting the damage negation up upon landing charge attacks. However, this particular passive might work differently. So unconfirmed. But the things that definitely work are going to be all of your damage negations. So damage negation on taking damage, this one here. Magic damage negation in particular. Stacking up your health, playing a tanky character is going to be half the battle, just right from the get-go. Max health from your dormant powers, such as Erdtree's Favor and any other talismans you can get, and the dormant powers. And just generally tanking up. And then skill attack power, charge attack damage if that works, and magic attack power as well would work as well. So very specifically building around, like it doesn't, again, I don't love the design. I definitely understand the criticism online of it like completely invalidating your build. It doesn't really invalidate your build, it just means you have to build differently. You want to build differently and not necessarily for the entire 40-minute run. You're just building for the last 10 minutes, which is completely separate to the first 30 minutes of the run. So yeah, not the greatest. I don't love the design for a roguelike, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But I think this is definitely going to be the way to play this boss. Solo or co-op. Tanking up, definitely, and getting passives designed around being tanky, specifically against magic damage, and specifically increasing damage to your weapon skill art. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers.